What's up, y'all? Ooh, child. For those who get to see that on replay, wasn't that fun? It's hold on, y'all. Hold on. For those that's on replay, sorry. That's better. I don't like this. So I wanted to be light, bright today, but I didn't want to put on lashes, so bear with my eyes. I like how it looks, but I know it looks weird. So just bear with me. Hey y'all, welcome to episode, what are we on? 21. Episode 21 of the Get Paid with Creative Nomad show. How are you? It's hot as fuck. That's why I didn't want lashes. I wasn't like, like let me, as soon as I'm done, yeah, she's washing all of this off. Do you hear me? Because I need to go to the grocery store and I'm not going outside like this. I mean, I don't know, the sun might be going down by it. But how I feel right now is like, baby, no. I want to wash this mascara off, like everything. What's up, you guys? So today we're on A. And A actually came to me yesterday when we were doing episode 20 for P. So today is analyze. And what I want to do is really dissect the word analyze and what it is to analyze. I say a lot of times, analyze your experiences, analyze all of your interactions, replay it, go over what you could have done differently. So I wrote down what I did. I found pretty interesting. So I looked up the Merriam-Webster dictionary version of the word analyze, as well as I just went to google.com, right, and just Googled the definition. And it's interesting how they're translated from the Merriam-Webster version to, I think, a more clear explanation of the word just by Google. So first, let's start with reading the definition. Now, one thing that I found funny, how they have like what the word is. So in the Merriam-Webster version, it says transitive verb, right? Like, okay. I just found that funny because once I got to Google, it just said verb. To Google. Excuse my enunciation, y'all. So the Merriam-Webster says it's two definitions. So the first one is to study or determine the nature and relationship of the parts of something by analysis. The second one is to subject to scientific or grammatical analysis, right? So now Google just has, I hope I can read it because I spilled water on it accidentally. The first one is, now like I said, it just says verb. Examine methodologically, y'all know the word I'm trying to say. Methodologically. It's hard for me to say that word. And in detail, like in a method, in a pattern. And in detail for wait, let me start that over. Examine methodologically and in detail the constitution or structure of something, specifically or especially information, typically for purposes of evaluation and interpretation. And the second one is discover or reveal something through detailed examination. I think I got that right. Like I said, I spilled water all over it. So it's kind of blurred. But you get the gist of it. Pretty much examine, to examine all the moving parts of something. Whether that's your personal self, your interactions, whether it's your your work, what you've done, like how we started off talking about how we track our progress, your relationship interactions, your business interactions, just to analyze everything, your failures, temporary defeats, what didn't go wrong, what did you do, what could you do differently, how could you solve or resolve that issue, you know what I mean? Just really go, what do they say, take a fine-tooth comb over every detail of what you can do differently. And here's the thing, what I really want to stress to everyone that watches this now and even in the future, if you're watching this in the future and you've been struggling with progress, with keeping a business sustained or building your own character, one thing I'll say is everything has steps. It's a journey. You're a constant work in progress. As long as you are mindful and working towards, again, it goes back to having a specific goal. Working towards something. You're not just drifting. And it's going to come a point where you have to be comfortable with yourself. You have to be comfortable with your growth, with who you are. You don't want to just be on a hamster wheel. And this is where analysis of all of your interactions, all of your parts that you play in everything, your work, if you're, no matter what it is, it really doesn't even matter what it is. If you're a painter, if you're an artist, if you're a writer, it really doesn't matter. Look over everything that you do, and look for the imperfections, look for the grammatical errors, look for the, off balance, misplacements, things like that. Everything. You want to, people talk about doing good things, doing kind things when no one's looking, just being a fucking human, right? Like, just being human. But here's where the behind the scenes is when it comes to yourself. No one can see you when you're analyzing your interactions. You know what I mean? And people don't, it's like bad reviews. They spread fast. Bad news spreads fast. But good news, when you are making changes, or if you are super tolerant, you know what I mean? No one notices that until you blow up. So you have to be comfortable with who you are. You don't want to, find yourself just out here wandering, drifting, not knowing where the hell you're going, and then being swayed and persuaded by everything that's said about you or everything that's done around you. You know what I mean? You want to be grounded in who you are. And I believe a lot of that comes from analyzing everything that you do, analyzing every word that you say. You know what I mean? So when you really get down to, you're by yourself, you're in your room alone, you're looking in the mirror, like looking your face, your soul in the mirror, which, baby, I found from just really talking to people over the years and trying to be a part of their growth, I want to say, a lot of people cannot look themselves in the mirror, in the eyes, and really put themselves in check or get to the depth of what's going on. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you can do that, that is analysis. That is you analyzing you. You having that talk with yourself, having that good, strong talking to, as they used to say. Giving yourself a real close look. And if you're able to do that and like what you see, but still know, what you have to work on, like if it's procrastination, you know what I mean? Being able to check yourself in the mirror to say, look, we have to get this shit done. We have to stop bullshitting. I know it's a lot, but we have to get it done. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Just for me, I found being able to do these things, it's like when I say nobody knows me better than me, I really mean that. And I know me. Just like how I describe my upbringing, I say my mother trained me, like I was way beyond raised. Every little thing she had her hand in, from how I walk to how hard or soft I walk. And I remember one day, this had to be in the early 90s. I was downtown Minneapolis with one of my homeboys. He used to sell incense and body oils and things. And we were just standing downtown Minneapolis on Nicolette Mall, and a woman came walking past, and he just said out of nowhere, damn, she walked like a horse, saying how hard she walked in heels. And he was just like, I can't stand to hear a woman, that walks hard. My mind immediately went back to my mother constantly, don't walk so hard, constantly, to, growing up and you're eating and, you're just eating to stop smacking, like every little thing, to having to rewash dishes over again. Whew, baby, I mean, she didn't fucking let up. And by the time I moved out as a teenager, I was a teen mom, things were effortless, like keeping my home and shit like that. It was really effortless. So being so young with that, I had to, and then being away from my family where I was really born and raised, into who I was, it just, I had to start analyzing early on. There was so much shit coming at me in Minneapolis with me being so different from everyone else coming from Missouri, right? So like 12 years old, I had to get in the mirror and really pull out the things about myself that I liked, the features about me that I liked, you know what I mean? And from there, it all began. Like, I just constantly analyze things that I do. And when it comes to business, it's something that, how can I say it? I think I could just say I'm perfecting it when it comes to business. Having so many years of self-development, it makes it a smoother transition, but still a lot of challenges with, like, being a business analyst. That's why people pay good money for them. You know what I mean? It's a whole different world. It's a whole different type of analyzing. So for me, being able to break it down into small chunks, like when you guys hear me talk about my social media. So looking at something that I posted, on my business pages, in contrast with a brand that's already successful, that their posts work, to get my brand out there, to get known. So analyzing and breaking those little things down, and then taking small steps to emulate that, pretty much, from the look of the brand. And then I'm learning about, like, ads, taking out Instagram ads, Facebook ads, just the whole thing, how to, just everything about putting it together and all that. It's really it's really a lot of moving parts to analyzing business business components. So if y'all have any tips, drop them in the comments. I'm sure we all could utilize them. So please feel free to drop any tips you have in the comments on being a better, business analyst as a solopreneur. Or if you're a business analyst, even better, really give me some insider tips. Them insider little trading tips. That's what your girl needs to know. So pretty much it's, I just recommend highly constantly examining every aspect of what you do, what you say, who you are, and be happy with yourself. If you got a lot of work to do or a little more work to do, it really doesn't matter. It's a journey. So at the end of the day, how do you know how much work you have to do or not? Just look over every single thing that you have control over. It's the only thing you need to worry about is what you have control over. How you can better protect yourself when it comes to managing or maneuvering, shall I say, maneuvering around the things that you cannot control. This is, again, where analyzing comes into play. It comes in handy. These are all, like I say, every week or possibly even every episode. These are all building blocks. They go together. They're made to all go together. It's not just one thing. It's not just one way of doing something, or everything. All of these things are prerequisites to one another. They're all interchangeable. They all work and play together, and they all produce the results that you're looking for. Pretty much consistency. There's no C in P.A.I.D, but consistency is the key. Believing in yourself, consistency. You won't go wrong. You won't go wrong. And don't be so easily, shape-shifted and molded and impressionable. Really know who you are. Embrace it. Love it. Didn't we talk about that in one of the early episodes? Accepting and accentuating who you are, your authenticity, your originality. Man, love yourself, embrace yourself, and analyze the shit out of yourself. Know exactly who you are. Know what you will and won't do. To a certain extent, I believe in the whole never say never. To a certain extent. But you gotta know, if there's anything that you just absolutely will not do, or if no matter how crazy it is, you would be willing to do that thing. Period. If you already know that. So when you're faced with these circumstances or these situations, you know yourself. So you knew you would, or you knew you wouldn't. Don't act surprised when you did or didn't. You know what I mean? It's I don't get why people do that. You should know yourself better than anyone. Period. That includes your parents, your kids. There's nobody on this planet besides infinite intelligence that knows me better than me. That's my job. It's my duty to know me. So it's my duty to analyze and examine every single thing that I do. And it's not my job to, announce everything that I do. It's not my job to announce every step I make that I'm proud of. You know what I mean? Just live and know what you're doing. Know that you're doing what you're doing for a specific purpose, not to get clout, not to get fucking likes and comments, just for you, for your own benefit, for your own growth, for your own strength, power, courage, bravery, just for you. That's it. And the people that those attributes really resonate with will love those things in you. You know what I mean? And they'll also be a part of analyzing situations. Like if you're attracting your really like-minded soulmates, and I'm thinking in any kind of relationship, but not romantic, more on a stable, more spiritual friendship level, right? You guys go on vacation or somewhere, and because you guys both have that analyzing habit, I won't even say nature or anything, it's just a habit that we can get into, that we can create for ourselves. It will be so much more enjoyable while you're on vacation and you guys are examining, certain, like every element of what you're doing. Not in an annoying sense. It becomes second nature. So really think about it as being just something natural that you're doing, from noticing how much clearer the air is, how much fresher the air is when you're in a certain environment, and really appreciating that verbally, out loud. You know what I mean? Just noticing how much clearer the sky may be, or how much brighter the snow is. Just little shit like that. Not, like, like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Like, I can't even imagine how that would be annoying if it's, I don't know, you don't have to like sit down with a pen and paper and analyze. You know what I'm saying? Just having that appreciation for where you are and not missing anything, really observing everything and the differences in where you are versus where you've come from, and appreciating that, and really finding your next level in all of these things. Like I say, there's nothing wrong with failing at all. You want to fail fast, analyze what happened, examine every step of what happened, get back on that horse and get back out there. Plain and simple, figure out how you learn. If you know you're a visual learner, don't try and read textbooks for everything. You may have to skim through it and find those key things that, words that you can really visualize that put it together and click for you. Or skim through it and look for the, diagrams or the pictures in there. Or however you need to learn. If you need everything broken down verbally, written, to the finest little molecule before you get it, you have to know that. So you may not be able to watch videos. You just don't get it that way. And this comes through analyzing. What's not clicking with you? You try. Well, how are you trying? Don't keep doing the same thing. Look over, okay, I notice when I listen to a podcast or an audio book, it really clicks. I can really focus and pay attention. Whereas if I'm watching a video, I get distracted. I get distracted by seeing everything that's going on. And now I'm not listening to the words because I'm watching their hands or whatever it may be. You have to know this. And this comes from paying attention. Instead of just feeling like, oh, I don't know why I can't get it. Oh, I don't. Analyze. Pay attention to what's happening within yourself when you're listening to audio, or when you're watching a video, or when you're reading a book. You know what I mean? You just really have to be aware of everything that you're doing. I was talking to my mentor a few days ago, and he said, what did he say? He feels like I do things without thinking of the consequences, without considering the consequences. I said, no, Daddy, quite the opposite. I'm a Libra. I weigh everything. Libra is the scales, for those of you who don't know. I weigh out everything. Once I've done it, I've considered the consequences, and I'm prepared to deal with it, and I'm doing it anyway. That's who I am and what I do. I don't not consider the consequence. Like, that's a part of, I'm the scale. I weigh shit out. Like, that's the core of who I am. It's not just, oh, haphazardly, oh, I didn't know. Oh, I'm shocked at the consequences. No, no. I may be shocked at which set of consequences that is being dished out, because it's always even more than one style or, consequence. There's more than one option in the consequences dished out, in the repercussions, in the discipline or whatever however you want to word it. And I think that kind of shocked him a little bit, but that, I mean, why not be honest? I'm 45 years old. I've been doing this for a long time, this working on me. So I think for me I think it would be more insulting when adults say, oh, I don't know why, or oh, I didn't think of that, or oh, it just didn't occur to me, or oh, I didn't know that was wrong or right, or oh, I didn't know I couldn't do that. To me, that's unacceptable. To me, I'd much rather have an adult say, yeah, I know. And because that person has analyzed what they've done. And they've just, I can dig that. I can analyze, examine everything. I promise you, this is another major key in getting paid, getting that self-assurance, that confidence, that all of that shit that only you can have, that can only make or break you. That's all it's about. That is all it's about. Because at the end of the day, when you've analyzed enough shit and you know your breaking point, or when you need to disengage, or when you need to engage, then it just becomes a matter of action. It just becomes a matter of doing it or not doing, not procrastinating on that thing or holding back if you need to, because you've analyzed yourself in a variety of situations and you've worked on yourself to be able to control or have control or just maneuver through a number of situations that you never know which one is going to come at any given fucking time. Like, you just never know what the fuck is going to happen next. But you have to know yourself well enough and be adjusted enough to know which part of you needs to step up to the plate. Pretty much. I like that. I like that right there. You gotta know which part of you is up next. Is it the calm one? Is that the one that's up next? Is it the checker one ever so eloquently that they just can't stand themselves anymore? Is it the snap on a motherfucker so rough and raw? Is it to be diplomatic? Is it to be aggressively engaging? Like, which one of you are up to the plate? Is it the protector? Is it the warrior? You know what I mean? Is it the hustler, the go-getter, you have to know that, and you have to be ready to put that person on, put that person up there at any given moment. You got to be able to call them audibles and improvise, baby, at any given moment. Because however you set out to start your day without analyzing from day to day your engagements, your actions, your thoughts, your speech, your everything, you just out here like a loose fucking cannon. I mean, it, it can be really ugly, and that is not what you want. That is not what you want. You don't want to not know what your next move is in business. You don't want to not know what your next move is in your reactions. God forbid. You don't want that, baby. So guys, get in the habit of analyzing and examining your day-to-day routine. What you can do better. What you make a promise to yourself to do better tomorrow on. You know what I mean? Should you wake up, if the universe wills that you see tomorrow, what are you going to do better? What are you going to work on harder? Procrastination, timing, saying what you mean, not allowing yourself to be manipulated. What are you going to work on tomorrow to progress forward to the next level? So analyze all your interactions today, tomorrow. I'm telling you, it'll be worth it. So you guys, today's 8th, so it's Tuesday. It is Tuesday. Tomorrow is hump day. Remember, you can still send in your emails for the P.A.I.D submission, P.A.I.D celebrations. We do those on Friday. The email address is in the description box below. This is episode 21. Can you guys believe it? Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are a subscriber, thank you for your support. If it's your first time watching, you're watching this on replay. If you enjoy this series, give your girl a subscribe, a like, a comment. I do interact in the comments all the time. So thanks you guys for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.